It's going to be really tight under here. They want a Quooker tap putting in and a macerator, all going in underneath here. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get it in. Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. Tonight's video is a follow-on from, I think it was the last video or the one but last video that I put out, where we've been working at the, I can't say where it is, I nearly said it then, can't say where it is for privacy reasons, but we're putting in urinals and little kitchenettes into sort of an office space. Now, the last video, I think at the very end of it, I said we've got a macerator and a Quooker hot water tap going in underneath the sink unit. And a few people commented on that video saying, oh, why was that not added on the end? To be honest, the edit that I'd done was really going on a little bit, so I thought I'd save it and do a completely separate video on it. So that is tonight's video, is fitting that macerator. I've never fitted, I'll tell a lie, I fitted two, I think, but ages ago. So they have changed slightly. It's about clamping the waste together and sighting it underneath the sink, and they do take up quite a lot of room, as you'll see in the video. But yeah, they're quite interesting to fit. It's something I don't do a lot, so I quite look forward to doing it. And it's the same with boiling taps. I don't fit that many. When I do, I quite enjoy it because it's something I don't do a lot. So as I said, that's what this video is about tonight. As always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me a comment below. I try to reply to every comment and have a chat with you. You know, there's loads of people in the comment section that I have a little bit of banter with, and we've got to know over the years of doing the channel. And yeah, I just enjoyed talking to you. I enjoyed catching up with you. There's many people, you know, Chris Holt, John, Wayne. There's loads of guys that chat in the comments, and it's good because it builds up a little bit of a sort of friendships, I suppose, within the comment section of a YouTube video. Strange, very odd, but I enjoy it. So anyway, if you haven't done it, hit subscribe, get subscribed to the channel, plenty to come. And I'm going to put it out there, we've got something coming. If you're into cars, which as people will know I massively am, we should be doing a collaboration with someone. You may have seen it if you're on Instagram and you know who I work with on various things and stuff like that. There could be something coming with a well-known car YouTuber, shall we say. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Right, let's get on with the video. Hope you enjoy it. As I said, subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz, and I'll catch you soon. So then we moved on now to this kitchen sink. I think I might have said to you before, it's going to be a bit of a pain trying to fit everything in under here, because we've got a macerator going in and we've got this Quooker tap. I've just fitted the Quooker tap into position, used the Unilite Tapex kit to get up the back there and get it tightened in. So that is in solid, exactly where we want it. And then we've got our hot and colds to come out there, and obviously our feed that's going to come off the top of the Quooker unit that's probably going to sit at the front. To be fair, we can take these lugs out now because there's going to be no room under here for a shelf at all. So what we'll do now, I think I'm going to get the chippy to just trim this off this backboard across the back there, so we can get onto them hot and colds a lot easier. We're going to put a replacement backboard in here afterwards, so it's going to be nice and neat, but we need to plot out exactly where everything's going. And we've got all the Quooker fittings here. That comes directly off the cold main, off the end here for the cold on the tap, and then off the bottom there for the Quooker tap. Now what Quooker do is really quite smart actually. This is the installation manual for it, but they've got a split page setup. So this is your bottom bit, and then you can flick along. So that's a setup where it's hot, cold, coming off the tap, which is very similar to what we're going to have. Or you can do it that way, and then if you've got, so that's for fusion, then if you've got a flexi tap with the bit that pulls down where you can pull it out, it's a different setup there. But you can just change the top bit as opposed to flicking through the pages. And then obviously there's different setups for filtered water and if it's a pressurised system and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I like that Quooker, very handy. But let's get ours set up. I think ours is the Fusion. Is it? Yeah, it's fusion, that's the one. Hot and cold's in, and also our boiling from the Quooker system there. So let's get this set up. Let's have a little bit of a look on how we're going to plan it out and do it. And then we get that shav cut ready to get onto the hot and colds. Obviously get the water off first. We don't want any more issues. Right, we've cut the back of the unit out. It's exposed a load more. It's just much easier to get onto everything without trying to squeeze in. So let's clear the bottom of this shelf out, get it all nice and clean, and then we've got the water off. We can get onto these pipes. I'm probably going to come down isolation valves and then work from there, to be honest. Or we'll have a look. Well, to be fair, it's just the hot that's got to go on there, so we could go like that. We'll have a look. We'll get it cleaned out and have a look. Yeah. So we've got the water drain down. I've just made up what we're going to do for the hot. We're going to pop a T on there. Perfect example with press fit again. The water is still, can't see it now, but it's still running out. So we're going to pop a T on there, pop a drain off on the bottom. There we go, you can see it running now. Pop a drain off on the bottom, get that pressed into position. And then the hot, that's the hot pipe for the tap. That just connects straight on there. All it's doing is feeding that tap. There's no other appliances in here that are going to need hot. They don't need hot for anything else. And then once that's done, we'll connect the hot pipe onto it and we can get the cold. With the cold, I think I'm going to do the same sort of thing. Come off with a T. I may even run that way, just so we can get that on there and then the outlet off for the Quooker tap. But first of all, let's get the press gun in there if we can. I think what we're going to have to do is whip that out of the way. This is where I could do with a set of angle jaws, to be honest. Angle jaws there would be perfect, but we can just about, I had pre-checked, just about get the press gun in there. If we had angle jaws, you can just come in through the front for it, but it is what it is. Maybe I need to order a set. Press it UK, get some angle jaws. But yeah, we'll get that done. You can see that's just passing now, can't you? So if you was pop that there, so if you were trying to solder that, you'd be pulling your hair out. So let's get this pressed up, and then we'll pop a drain off on the bottom, and then that's the hot done. So let's squeeze in here. Make sure that is pushed all the way on. Get the jaws right tight there. Push that on, looking upright. There we go. In fact, I'm going to make sure. Yeah, angle jaws would be the solution to this. But if we get the top one on there. And then we get our drain off on the bottom, obviously, because the fittings push in a little bit further on press fit stuff. The drain off tails are a little bit longer. So pop that in there, get that pressed on. Yes, I should be marking them, but I'm pushing right against that as we press it into position. There we go. Job done. That's the hot done. And then all we've got to do now is get the little gauze washer, pop that in the top there, and we can then route that tail straight on the top. And just nip it up. So there we go, it's the hot done. Right, let's do similar for the cold now. Get the isolation valve on it and we can get the water back on. So with the water back on under this sink now, you can see exactly what we're going to do with the fittings that are going to go on to feed the Quooker. So got our isolation valve there, obviously drain offs there. So this is its own little isolation valve for the Quooker tap, so that turns on and off, and then it comes off there. This is going to be the feed to the cold tap. and off there is going to go to the cooker. So what we'll do, we'll pop that on, get that tightened up into position, and it will sit just like that. Then we can get this pipe for the cold on the tap off the top, and then off there into the cooker tap. So that's going to go on top of the cooker. So we'll get that made up into position there and connect the cold for the tap off the top. That's pretty close, isn't it? Didn't think it was going to be that close. And then we can just tighten up this one here, like so. And then the cold will come off the top. We just need a little, I don't know if you can see it, little fibre washer with the rubber in the end. Pop that in, like so. Get that tightened on. We'll put some braces on there just to stop this pipe moving around a little bit in a minute. There we go. So now with that in position, this is what goes on top of the cooker, which I think we're going to mount at the front, because obviously we've got our waste there, and we're going to have the macerator in the middle here. So I'm just going to test fit it into there. So that goes onto the top, and then you've got another pipe that comes off onto there, which is the feed in. And that's obviously your feed out onto your cooker tap at the top. Right, that is where it's going to have to go. As I said, that's the one that will go into that little fitting on the top there. Got to make all that in, and then the power supply for the tap, because obviously this ring round here lights up red. That can go there, and then that is the feed that will go into this side of the fitting. So we know where that's going to go. So if we just offer in now where the macerator is going to go, that's going to sit, it's bloody heavy, roughly around there. So we've got plenty of room. In fact, we could probably push that cooker tap back a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, but to be honest, it's not taking up as much room as I thought. So we'll lift this out of the way then, and then next thing for us is to get the macerator connected to the sink. So to fit the macerator into this sink, you've got to fit this waste bracket into the waste. Now, there's a certain way of doing it, because getting that into a sink is not going to fit. Now what they do is they fit a little split washer around the side there. So put your screwdriver in, and it just pings off like that, and then the bottom section pulls off like so, and then the top sits straight into there. Try and get it so it's centre with the macerator written there, and then it's a case of refitting this into position here. It's quite tricky, because you've got to get that over there, and then this little ridge here is where this little metal split sort of washer sits. But yeah, you need about 4 pairs of hands to do it. So I can't get myself and the GoPro in there to film doing it, but trust me, that's how it goes together. So with the macerator made up now, we've put the little plate that goes over, holds the waste in. You've got 1.5 inches coming out the bottom there. This is blanked off. You can knock a pin out inside and it'll allow that to be free flowing. But we've got the overflow here from the back of the sink, which is going to go into there. But all we've got to do now is mount the macerator into position. To be fair, they are quite easy to fix. You just push them up, and then they've got like locking pins around the side, like so. So you can just twist it, get it in the position you want. I'm going to come straight down here, because our waste is down the bottom corner there. So we've got that there, and then they give you this little tool that goes in and locks it into position, like so. And then all we can do then is get our little overflow, pop that in the top there, and then that's all good. We've got obviously power cable here, and then this little air tube here goes to the push button that the granite people haven't left a hole out. So at some point we're going to have to drill through the granite, or at least get the granite people back to drill through there and do that. So what we're going to do is, if I reach around there, and we're going to just quickly whip this out, get the water back onto it, and then we can connect the waste up to it, and then that's ready to go. Right, we're just about finished on this macerator and Quooker tap job, and the only thing I had left to do was connect the waste off here into this fitting here. But because these macerators are from the EU or wherever they're from, they come with these bloody fittings that aren't the same size as the stuff, the 1.5 inch we use. So what we've got to do is put one of them McAlpine adapters onto there to then be able to come off. Now, I haven't got one on the van, and I haven't got time to go and get one because I've got to get done here because I've got something else to get onto this afternoon. But all I've got to do is put that on there and then connect the waste, and we can get the Quooker tap in, literally pull this round onto the Quooker tap, and it's done. But I just hate it when you're this far away from finishing a job and you can't get it done because of this bloody issue with the different size waste. It's probably my own fault for not carrying one in the van. I must have used it somewhere. I have been to check, but it is what it is. Anyway, that is near enough done, bar for there. So, Quooker tap's in, waste's in, just that final little connection, but it is what it is. Right, that's it for today. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that sort of stuff. Drop me a comment below, and I'll catch you later. We will be back to get this finished next week, hopefully.